This coverage is brought to you by Rami Rent.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more disc golf media coverage. We've got round 2, back 9 of the second stop on the European Pro Tour. We're here at Järva Disc Golf Course. I'm Tony Ferro.
And with him, Connor Wood. We have only 9 holes remaining in this second round. With only one of them averaging under par, we will see this strong lead card really contend with this beast of a course.
Tough front 9 with the crosswind, tailwind, everything swaying around all over the place. But the back 9's just going to get worse. We've got really tough stretches coming in here. Lots of par 4s.
No doubt. As we look at the scorecard here, Niklas Anttila leading our front 9, with 4 down through the 9, putting himself at minus 13, perhaps giving himself a gap here.
4 strokes on second place. That is giving yourself a cushion early.
As that halfway point has been marked, we have a round and a half left to go.
Well, let's
backside of this
get
tournament.
Into it. Hole number 10. Got a par 3, 101 meters. Fairly open tee shot. Have a few trees to contend with, but as you come into this green, you are going to see the teeth start to show. We've got a heavily guarded green with trees, and the basket is perched up on this uphill spine. Be careful with that landing zone. Can get lots of skips, lots of rollaways. I'll be interested to see where the wind's blowing here.
There's no doubt, as we have Øyvind up first. We have seen some competitors go for that high hyzer and just try to crash into the trees and fall directly down.
Oh, but look at it blow away. Did he catch something? Yeah, it was tough to tell, but you can see it's a right to left crosswind, so as they get up over the trees with that hyzer angle, the disc is just going to start blowing away.
As you see it just get carried, there are those trees. He's crashing through them. He drops down maybe circle 2.
Caught some guardians there. That was a helper tree there.
No doubt we'll see Knut slightly lower, but then unable to go over that tree. You can see why some players opt for the high hyzer as he spits out the back there into the fairway.
Yeah, I would really see a flatter angle out of the hand. Keeping it low under the trees would probably be my shot of choice. But this is looking good. Oh, yeah.
Looking good. Emanuel there caught an early tree branch, just pushing him off in the right direction, and he got all the way up to the base of that hill. He'll be putting for birdie.
He looks to even be in the circle. And we see Knut up first. 2/3 up the fairway, just looking to pitch up to the basket, and he executed that perfectly.
Nice to see him settle softly. Niklas looking for the same.
Smart play. That's nothing to want to deal with. That putt, you miss that, hit cage or something, and you're talking roll away almost 100%.
As we see from the bushes now.
I think this is Øyvind. But he got out.
Got out, sat down. I think he'll be all right with that. We'll see.
Deep in the woods on that one.
No doubt. Emanuel with his birdie putt. Looking like edge of circle downhill. Doesn't quite give it the elevation that it needs. But of course, a scary ask on this top of the hill basket.
Solid scramble par from Øyvind. Keeping him at even for the round.
Way too much uphill, he says. And there we go. Emanuel also putting in his par.
So, solid par frame from the card. This is a very tough hole if you are not perfect on the drive.
We even saw in the last round a few competitors trying for a safe layup and still getting the roll away. Tell us about hole 11.
Oh, my favorite. Hole 11, par 3, 145 meters. Got a gap to hit off the tee. And then it's wide open here as you're coming downhill. Slightly right to left slanting green. Got another little dip before you come into the putting area. Got to control the angle of the disc though, as if you hyzer out, you will be flying away.
Really a beautiful signature par 3 here at Järva. I think one that everyone loves. Incredibly demanding with this small gap off the tee, as we see Øyvind here get a fantastic lift on his huge forehand hyzer.
Yeah, if you've got this shot, take it, because this is the play of choice.
Settle. And it does.
Getting a slight roll away, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. He is circle 2's edge, putting uphill. Can give it a good go from there.
Niklas opting for the backhand turnover. Definitely had some sharp turn on that. Perhaps a little bit too much as he rolls into infinity and beyond. He got a lot of extra distance down that hill. We'll see how much he has to contend with back up.
Amazing amount of spin on that disc. That could be in a lot of trouble. Knut, this has got to hold on. But he is hyzering out, and he is going to be right there by Niklas in the trees. That is the mistake you do not want to make on this hole.
We'll see if Emanuel here has been offered a good wind read. After the first 3, he looks also to be going for that long turnover line. We'll see if he can hold on long enough. Look at that thing fly by the basket. Really nice display of power, but unfortunately a tad too high, and he also fades left down the hill.
You are absolutely correct. It is tough to go long on this hole. That was beautifully shot.
See Niklas up first.
From the trees, looks like on a knee, going uphill sidearm.
Looking quite routine for him, putting himself right up to the basket for his par.
Feel like he got away with one on that cut roller. That was looking to be going into no man's land. Oh,
wow.
Big boy birdie.
Hey, Øyvind just dropping one in from circle 2 down on the hill. Really nice putt from him to secure his first birdie on this back nine.
Well, I did say he could give it a go from there. That was awesome. Checking out the Anheuser release, flexing in, just squeaking over the cage.
Beautiful. Throws his arms up. You know he liked that one.
Putting the wings out.
Emanuel now on his approach. Putting it close.
Headwind, uphill putt. That's got danger written all over it. That was a smart play.
Knut here, though, a fire in his eye, looking to be running it. We'll see how much he goes for it. Oh, fantastic bid from him. Unfortunately unable to connect, but should be tapping in his 3 here.
Full commitment, had the height and everything. Valiant effort.
No doubt. As we see our other competitors clean it up here. Really a stunning hole. As we start moving into this back nine, we see some long par 4s, elevated tees, some beautiful scenes off the tee of Stockholm, Sweden. Should be a pleasure as we move into this final holes of this back nine. Niklas here for his par.
Looking to be a bit unsure. Headwind. Can't really find the right grip.
Did look like he was managing something on his disc. Maybe some dust, some dirt, some moisture. Just taking his time and making sure to put it in. Sign of a professional.
Champions moves right there. Let's move to hole number 12, par 4, 214-meter downhill tee shot. Placement will be key here, or you can risk reward it and try to flex one out and get some extra distance, giving yourself an easier look to the basket. We can see most of the time you're going to be blind coming in here.
And as we enter hole 12, these next 4 holes of 12 through 16, really difficult, really challenging. And we'll see if our players are able to keep it within the fairway and walk out of here bogey-free.
Yeah, the next few holes are really risk-reward holes. Whether you're going to push it or you're going to try and play it safe and just rely on your game. And that looks to be absolutely textbook. Maybe a little bit left of what he wanted. Got a couple of trees in front of him, but nonetheless, that went way down the fairway. Niklas next. Hyzer flip, but that's not looking good with the OB on the right side.
You saw the moment that caught the Anheuser angle, it just held it, and unfortunately that will place Niklas out of bounds. As we see Knut now. Wind looking like it's left to right.
There you go. Keeping it low, keeping it under the wind. Little skip, little roll.
Center of the fairway.
That's going to be the general normal landing zone, let's say.
We'll see if Emanuel likes that general normal landing zone, as he also throws the hyzer out here. Not quite the same distance as Knut's, but very safe. Regardless, we'll have a bit more distance to bite off. Likely blind to the green from there. We did see players opt for the over the top on their second. We'll see Niklas here, his second throw, but his third stroke going OB. He needs to get this close to maintain his par.
Turning over, it's got to come out of that. Yeah, he caught the guardian trees. Be a bit short. Might have to just settle for a bogey on this one. Emanuel going
hole.
over the top. Does it have enough? Just at the edge of the tree line. He should be a bit outside the circle, but nonetheless, birdie look.
Knut from position A here, you can see still with a challenging second. Also going up and over.
Oh,
delivery. Sign here, please, basket.
Can't ask for much more than that. Jeez. Nice shot, Knut.
Beautiful first and second from Knut there, just making the hole look easy. Øyvind now, trying to get through this gap.
Oh, he didn't like it out of the hand. He caught one of the trees, the ceiling from one of the trees. But that will still be a circle 2 look. He might have that bush in his way.
He does. We'll see him floated over the top. That flag may be giving him a little guide. A fair bid.
Fair bid. Easy par save. Emanuel up next for the birdie from the trees.
Looking like a stepper.
Oh, just left side. Careful with that leg, though. You don't want to give yourself a Charlie horse.
Øyvind tapping in his par putt there. Well done by him to keep it inside the fairway and take his 4. You see Niklas here for his bogey. 4th throw, but unfortunately going OB on the first.
Maybe we missed his approach shot there.
I would agree. It did look like he was a bit cut off.
Thought he threw a white driver, and now he's got that blue disc on the ground, so this should be for the bogey.
And you can see that flag not ripping quite as hard in his moment of putting. Perhaps these trees offering a break from these heavy winds. Well guarded this green here as these players tap in their putts.
Yeah, this is one of the lowest points on the course. Should help these players with the wind.
And if you're looking how to birdie this hole, watch Knut play that again because that was perfect.
Well, let's get into an even tougher hole. Number 13, par 4, 229 meters. These guys are going to want to clear this little pinched off OB section as we're flying over. Get yourself to the left side as much as possible to open up the fairway. So we see the green is slanting right to left again. No real OB behind the basket, just on that left side. With the wide open fairway though, I have no doubt that the wind will be a factor here.
For sure, definitely one of the skinnier fairways on this 18. We'll see how well they can control their fade and their turn. Knut up first. Definitely some heat on that one.
That's looking great.
Back in, fantastic distance. Maybe a few small trees in his way there though, but a good shot regardless.
Yeah, just an unfortunate roll there.
So we see Øyvind, similar line from him. Just short of those trees.
That's not a bad spot though. He's got enough room behind the trees. He should be able to go right over them.
I would agree. I think they'll both be happy with their landing zone. As we see Emanuel now, looking to be hyzering a lot faster. Can he keep this one in bounds?
Oh, that's not what you want. That skip just threw him out of bounds.
The short tee, perhaps giving an extra flair there. Niklas now.
Good flat angle out of the hand.
Looks like it got a bit beat up, but just snuck back in past that stake, it looked like.
I think he's in bounds there. Yeah, he did get some air bounces on the wind, but it seemed to have enough stability to come back in bounds. He'll be right side with trees in the way, but as we've seen from this young man, he has got all the game.
Emanuel up first from the out of bounds line. Big hyzer. And can it settle? It does. Really nice recovery from him after a tough first shot. Patent pending from Niklas here. We see this from him a lot. Very good composure. More accurate than I am with that shape, with that stance, as he fires off the hyzer.
That is very difficult to get so much power from that shot. It is all upper body from there. And he executed that pretty well. He's going to have about 7 meters uphill putt for his birdie.
And I think it's definitely likely we won't see as much green on this back nine as the front nine, being the harder half. These players will take every birdie with a smile, and every par I think they're going to be quite happy with.
As we see Øyvind just trying for the sidearm, but that crosswind slammed him down a little short.
Knut with a
huge spike hyzer.
Long arm from between those trees gets the enormous hyzer and puts himself within the circle for a birdie putt. Knut looking very comfortable with his game now.
Tailwind putt nonetheless. That should be prime time.
Øyvind putting first.
Wow, solid line from Øyvind with the headwind jump putt.
Flag stopping him from skipping off deep. We'll see Niklas now. Also for birdie from down the hill.
Oh, the hyzer angle with the crosswind just blew it over the top. He's going to have to settle for par on this hole.
Knut also for birdie.
Woo!
Cashes one.
Squeak it.
There we go. Slides around in the bottom of the basket. That downhill putt. Getting a good drop in there. Emanuel now. There we go. Also cleaning up his par. Well done to him to get the par off that early OB. Very well done, Niklas now. There we go, taking his par. Well done to these players. To walk away from this one, bogey free.
That's not a bad spread from the group. 3 pars and a birdie.
Averaged a 4.7 today, this hole.
I believe it. That thing with that wind had teeth all over it.
There is no doubt.
Let's get even worse now. Hole 14, par 4, 253 meters. We can see again, pretty wide open fairway, but there's OB all over the place here. Try to set yourself up as far as you can down the fairway so this second shot can be just a little bit easier. Got to keep it straight, keep it flat, don't get any skips. That left side is OB and it is close.
And as you can see by the grass behind the tee there, this is a windy zone with that rising hill on the right of this fairway, definitely carrying some wind up and down it.
This has got to get down. Don't. Oh, he's safe. He's
gets
safe.
the green flag. He definitely had the distance there. Lucky to keep that one in bounds, giving it every single bit of space on the left.
And you can see the advantage of keeping the disc low helps to stop it as quickly as possible because this green, this fairway is fast. Get huge flare skips if the angle is too sharp.
Good throw by Øyvind here. Emanuel with a lot of hyzer out of the hand. We'll see if he can clear that right side rough as well as the gap. He absolutely can.
Very clean tee shot from Emanuel.
There's that ground play you mentioned. Really beautifully manicured greens and fairways here. The short grass offering some extra distance at the tail end of the throw. Niklas.
Turning it over. Can it come back out?
did not. Unfortunately, he receives an OB. We'll have to see where he crossed, as this hole does not have a drop zone. We'll see how much distance he's able to take from that first throw.
Unfortunate shot there. As they're taking a look at the disc, it is OB just barely.
Not managing to get across that OB river, splitting the fairway horizontally. Niklas with a controlled low shot, bit of a cut roll, but regardless, puts himself up towards the basket. Long look. Perhaps not quite a putt yet, but keeping himself safe. We'll see Emanuel now if he tries to get all the way up there to the basket.
He's looking to be just laying it up, or that would just came out way too low out of the hand. But nonetheless, he's mid-fairway. Should be a pretty routine up and down to save the par.
This hole was the hardest hole of round 2, averaging a 4.8.
Well, and this is looking OB from Øyvind.
And you can see why. The wind, the skinny fairway, OB on all sides. Absolutely a tricky ask, even just to get par here. We'll see Knut up now. He was inbounds, although just barely. He goes over the top of Big Spike Heiser. Does it have the distance? And contends with that left side again.
Oh, I think that one was OB, though. High out of the hand. Crosswind got a hold of it. Pretty sure I saw the red flag come up from the spotter.
I do believe so as well. Niklas keeping his approach low to the ground.
That should be 5-6 meters. Save the bogey. Emanuel up next with the sidearm. Well, also leaving it a bit wide. That's going to still have some work to do.
But putting himself up there for par, he has not yet received a birdie or a bogey. Emanuel playing a fine line.
It's a very solid back nine. As we see Knut.
Wow.
Oh, great bid. Great effort. Just coming up a tad short on that putt.
Emanuel for 4.
And we didn't even mention it. Emanuel putting with premium plastic putters. That is unorthodox for disc golfers.
Perhaps a bit of a flex. Øyvind here for bogey.
Great save. Back to even. And still got 4 holes left. Get yourself 1 or 2 to go.
Niklas for his bogey, I do believe. He does manage to save that after an OB on his first. Well done by him to keep it in the fairway after that first one. Perhaps losing a stroke here as we see Knut and Niklas. Their scores very comparable at 11 down. Things may heat up as we go into these final holes.
For the win. Yeah, he gets it in.
Wow.
So well deserved. Silva Saarinen on hole 7.
Oh my god! What an incredible ace!
Oi, todella kaunis putti Peltoselta.
Hole 15. Par 4, 188 meters. Have an crazy angle to hit off of the tee, and then you gotta flip that disc up and get as much distance off the tee as you can. Try to get out to this corner here as we're gonna start to horseshoe back around, going into the woods. We've got this tunnel shot to finish it off. This is a crazy hole.
An absolute doozy. This is a very unique shape, needing that big hyzer angle, but with the inside and outside trees, it really is a tight gap off the tee.
Now you got to play with that left side.
There's no doubt Knut hitting the gap, getting a big skip, not quite getting around the corner, but good distance. He should have something to work with there. Emanuel next.
As we have seen, there are gaps through the trees, through that little corner as you horseshoe back around.
You're absolutely right. That gap just on the left there, if you know what to look for, there's a little shortcut that our players may opt for. On that horseshoe, we see Øyvind now.
A little high. But he catches through the ceiling, and that should be really nice.
That's one of the best shots we've yet to see on this hole
No
off the tee.
doubt.
Well done by him. We'll see Niklas perhaps with a tough patch recently, unable to capitalize on any birdies in this back nine.
Yeah, we did not mention that Knut was able to catch up with him with Niklas taking the bogey on the last hole. They are now all tied up at -11.
As we see now our competitors approach their lies, we'll see if they choose to go around the horseshoe or through that shortcut we mentioned. Niklas looking up high in the skies. Or definitely calculating his odds here.
Crosswind coming up, though. You got to be careful with that disc angle. Don't show the bottom too much. Yeah, he went underneath now.
Fires one through the shortcut.
Oh!
Directly
what?
into the basket? Cashes
Oh
the
my gosh.
eagle, the blind eagle through the shortcut. Unprecedented throw. As he hustles now around the corner, even he looks shocked. Wow.
I had
What
no
a
idea what
showing.
happened there.
What a showing. Look at him.
Running
Hustling over.
it down.
That's incredible.
I can't believe that just happened. Let's take a look at it again as he just blasts one into the woods.
Just an abyss there as you see he fires one off through that tiny shortcut gap.
Totally blind.
Here's the Ching. Look at the confusion on his face. Throws the
What?
hands up. Is that in?
It went in the basket? All right, I
And
guess
he
I'll
gets
go get it.
confirmation. There we go. Hustles over. Wow. Incredible. Incredible shot to secure the eagle. That was the lone eagle on this course today.
That's a way to come back from that bogey.
Incredible. Knut, unfortunately, would need to match that to keep his. He could get a birdie and still lose a stroke to Niklas here on this card.
Let's see if anybody can match that shot. And Øyvind going way wide and outside. But he squeaks in nicely. He'll be in the trees inside the circle for that birdie putt.
Definitely the more traditional line from Øyvind doing the full horseshoe shape. See Knut now looking like he's also opting for that shortcut.
Oh, but catching a tree almost all the way through. He may still have a look from there.
Definitely. As we see Emanuel also looking for the inside gap, but with a forehand. And you can see how dense those woods are to not only get one through and clean, but with the power and height to go in. Really, really incredible showing by our card on this hole. Øyvind there, playing the very traditional route, should be taking his four. Very clean. Knut now.
What a difference from the first round. These guys are really making this hole look a lot easier than it did.
See Emanuel now, looking to be keeping up his pars.
And with that, Niklas will take 2 strokes on the card with that crazy, crazy eagle.
Wow, really incredible highlight shot by our perhaps still leader. We'll see with this slightly slower back nine how the chase cards and rest of the field played here. With only a few holes left to go, we'll see how they perform.
We got 3 left, and we kick it into hole 16, par 4, 194 meters. Pretty open tee shot, as we can see. OB on the right side. And you're gonna want to start to cut in as we dogleg left here. Lots more trees to speak of. Gonna be most likely a blind approach shot, as we've seen the players trying to spike hyzer over the top, controlling that distance, as behind the basket and left of the basket there is OB.
And our players now successfully completing that 12 to 15 tough stretch. 16ers where the holes start to get slightly more friendly, as I do think these competitors will aim for a strong end, try to grab some birdies on the back end of this round too. Niklas with a nice hyzer shape. Good stability in the wind to not get forced over.
That's what you want right there. Not too much off the tee. Don't try to get crazy with this crosswind.
As you can see the wind really blasting them here.
up. Hyzer flip, getting aggressive here. And that's a really solid tee shot. That will open up his angle into the green way more than what Niklas has.
It's been a pleasure to watch Knut's game today. He has played very clean in the fairway golf here. As Emanuel, looking for a similar hyzer shape, going a bit wider. The wind might stop him from going as left as the others, but some fantastic distance and in the fairway.
Øyvind up next. Really leaning on this stiletto today.
Safe, he calls it from the tee, and that it is. Position A. Emanuel up first. Very familiar shape on this hole for their second throw, looking to go over the top.
Oh, that looked left, though. We're going to have to see if that is inbounds or not.
Definitely playing with those stakes there. We'll see Niklas now hoping to correct.
Also going for that spike.
Hangs it out a little bit wider, but perhaps a bit too wide as he doesn't get enough distance or enough left play. That green flag did come up, though.
That crosswind did just slam that thing down.
You're absolutely right.
This
Knut,
looks more like the line. Knut very, very comfortable with the spike hyzer.
splits the difference very nicely.
Yeah, right in there on the dance floor, inside the circle for the birdie putt.
Øyvind now. Dropping it down to well within the circle. He should just be about 5 meters away for his birdie.
Niklas up for a long look at birdie. Jump putt. Half go, but that's a solid play. Don't try to run it too much with the headwind. Could just float right past the basket and out of bounds. Knut with a slightly downhill putt, squeaking it in.
Knut with a fantastic birdie putt, really putting on a good showing for us on this very difficult back nine. Let's take a look here again. Always some good spin, slight anhyzer out of the hand. Catches bottom right, little pocket there.
Great show of stability with the 1 foot hanging on. No falling putt there. And we can see a nice par save from Emanuel. Oh, no, sorry, a
Must have
birdie.
been inbounds
Must
then.
have just been inbounds.
As we saw, he did take his putt. His foot was at or by the OB stake. Øyvind, unfortunately, not capitalizing on what was a great first 2 shots. Really well done by Emanuel, though, to get himself on the board. He's been hitting those pars and now taking the birdie.
First birdie of the back nine. No time too late to get it going.
Niklas with the bag on, taps in his par. I think good decision making by him after that very tricky second shot, leaving him far to just take the layup, take his par. He does know that he's leading the card currently by 1 stroke, still at -13.
Let's get into hole 17, par 3, 94 meters. Slightly uphill on the fairway. Backhand righties are going to turn over some type of a mid-range fairway, get it over that guardian fence with the bushes behind. Once you clear that and got the anhyzer angle on it, it should be clear sailing into the green.
Curious to see if any of our competitors opt for that forehand shape. But we'll see Knut lining up the backhand, as mentioned.
It's got the height, needs the turnover. Oh, just didn't have the angle on it. Catches one of the left side trees, leaving him in circle 2 for a birdie putt.
This hole did come in as the easiest of the round, so definitely a must-get birdie if you want to contend with those top positions. As we see Emanuel now, getting a nice flip up to flat. That was smooth.
Maybe a local route there, trying to split the tiny gap, but leaving that fence out of play.
Absolutely. He did sneak it a bit long. Definitely a risk of that hyzer flip shape. We'll see if Niklas here chooses to go over those plants with the anhyzer, as it looks like he also tries to flex it out a little bit, catches a few trees and bushes here and there, but he's 4 or 5 meters away.
Got some good love on that one.
Øyvind, flashing a smile. We'll see what he brings us here.
Oh, it's got to turn.
That's a flippy disc. Hyzer out of the hand. He nestles up right to Niklas's disc. Good control there.
Oh, yeah. Knut up with the longest look for birdie, but we have seen from this guy, he's got range on this putt. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Really?
Wow. The spin on that putt. The pace just drops it dead center. Is there any putt this man cannot make?
Oh, my gosh. This guy is on a mission today.
Look at that.
Not even really, just a little hop.
Little float. Extends the back leg. Flicks the wrist.
Easy
Stunning.
peasy, lemon squeezy.
That was really beautiful by Knut to have a strong finishing here. As Emanuel also gets his second birdie now.
Ooh,
Finding
he's
his
feeling
rhythm.
it today. That's birdie.
Niklas for his 2 as well. As he is one to do, drops in that straddle putt for his birdie. And as you look at these scorecards, definitely seeing the difficulty of this back 9 with Knut just 4 down already, 1 more to go. Really impressive performance by these players on what is a tricky back 9.
And there we go. Star frame on the easiest hole of the round. Amazing.
Well done, fellas.
And let's finish her off with the iconic hole 18, par 4, 194 meters. You have a very uphill tee shot with a slanting left to right fairway. Very difficult to get your disc to stop on this green. Setting yourself up to get either around the guardian trees like the drone is going, or if you're too far left, you're going to have to contend with that low ceiling, getting through them.
And on a nice, clear day, perhaps with less wind, competitors could entertain the thought of trying to go huge and fight their way up that hill. If you do ascend high enough, you can actually see the basket, but perhaps with this windy day, that would be a tall order as we see Knut fire a flat shot.
Oh, just getting past that tree. And that's not bad. That was a little low out of the hand for an uphill shot, but he did not hit anything, and he is decently up the fairway. Should have some look to get up on the green.
Emanuel there with a super hyzer angle does get a little friendly kick to roll himself back out of the tree line. Let's take a look at his form here. How much hyzer he really released that one on.
Yeah, really over the disc with his body, keeping that hyzer angle.
And a strong, composed follow-through.
Solid form.
Niklas now. With 1 stroke over the card, we'll see if he wants to put his foot on the gas on this final hole of round 2. Definitely
sure looks
giving
like it.
Some height and some power. Can he keep it within the fairway?
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely up there. Maybe a few trees to contend with, but nothing unexpected. Øyvind now.
Oh, that had some heat on it. Stiletto stability, though, coming out, slamming in. But that's great. These guys are all right around the same spot.
All will be approaching blind, trying to crest the hill. With
Have
that,
to see if they go over the top or through.
I was going to say the same thing. There is that gap under the trees. You can definitely go over them as well. Knut up first, looking for that under the tree gap.
Sit.
Wow,
Nice.
really nice shot by Knut there, having a absolutely strong back 9 here, ending it out with just clean shot after clean shot. Lovely to watch.
There should be about 8 meters left to clean up a turkey to finish the round.
Perhaps putting the pressure on Niklas here, our card leader.
Well, that was a tough position, right behind a tree and catching the last guardian. That should be circle 2 for the birdie, but with a drop-off behind the basket, that's a risky putt. Øyvind up. didn't like it from the get-go. I think it got a ricochet as he was looking right down the hill.
I do believe he unfortunately got sent further down, Emanuel, now.
Oh, also catching the guardian trees, trying to get through them. That will leave him maybe outside circle 2 even. Probably looking just to get up and down and take the par and move on. Øyvind, from way down the hill, pitching up, leaving it a bit short still, but he will have a tailwind putt in the circle to save his par.
No doubt. As we see our competitors gather around this bush, talk about the lie for Emanuel here. He can see the basket, opts for a little chip hyzer, and places himself up there.
Well done. That should net him the par.
Niklas, the long birdie, putting before Knut. Definitely a chance for Knut to make his putt. Niklas will see here if he really wants it.
Oh,
It
he looked like he did.
Did
huh?
look like he did, didn't he? Unfortunately, just not enough pop or height, as that one sits underneath. Knut. Øyvind here, sorry. Looking to get his putt as well from edge of circle.
Unfortunate splashing out left side. Had a lot of chains on that.
And now Knut to match our leader, his birdie putt here.
Finish it,
yeah.
boy. Go get him.
What a fantastic
Holy
showing.
cow.
On this tricky back 9, Knut just dissecting these tough par 4s, making every putt from within the circle that we could see. Fantastic performance by that young man to tie himself at 14 under.
Left side, strong side for Knut. He is turkey finish. Wow.
Really impressive. As we'll see our players here make their final putts of round 2.
A great save from Emanuel. Finishing out with the par.
Look, bogey free on the back 9. Very respectful.
That it is. And Niklas will also finish with a par. Øyvind, unfortunately, going back to even with that bogey.
And let's see what the rest of our field had to say about it. This card, at least, we see Niklas Anttila and Knut Valen Håland at 14 under, both tied currently, and Emanuel Bengts and Øyvind Jarnes at -8. Quite a gap beginning to form, but at least some consistency from these players now.
2 ties on this card. Let's see where they end up with the leaderboard. As we have Knut and Niklas still leading it with 4 strokes ahead of 3rd place, with Håkon coming in with an 11 down.
Putting him at 10 down total.
My
Wow.
gosh, boy, getting it done today in the wind. And
Force to be
Rasmus
reckoned
with
with.
5 down also. We've seen him on previous coverage.
There is no doubt in this 3rd round coming up. We hope you join us there. We will see a champion be crowned at this Järva European Pro Tour. Thank you for watching.